In this video, we're going to learn all the things you need to know about lists in Python. So watch the rest. Hello guys, I am Amir and this is AIPRA. Here in this channel, I will help you guys to get familiar with Python and enter to AI land. You can find the videos in the playlist, and if you don't yet, please hit the subscribe button and like button for this video. Thank you so much. In this video, we are going to learn how to create, add, remove, sort, delete, and other interesting stuff with lists in Python. So let's go to code. To create a list in Python, you have to mention the elements, separate them with commas and in square brackets, and assign these brackets to a variable. Remember, you don't need to declare any types in Python. It's auto dynamically typed. So here I want to declare a list in Python. We define a variable name like color. I want a list of color. Some strings like red, blue. Okay, here you have the list of colors in Python. I want to check the type of this object here. Let's print out type color. As you can see here, this is the class list. A Python list may have include some different types of values. Let's see here, like the number list, numbers. Let's define numbers to 1, 2, and 3. I can check it again. As you can see here, this means the list in Python can hold different types of values. How to access elements in Python list? The Python list is indexable. Let's see what I mean. I can say here print color 1, that is blue. That means the string blue will print out here. Okay, and we have a slicing in Python list. When you need just a part of a list, you can use the slicing. That's what I mean. I declare another list here in this is 0 to 5. I want the element 2 to 4. I write something like this: indices 2 to 5. I want to 2 to 4, but we have to write 5 here, and as you can see here, 2, 3, 4 is the elements 2 to 4. Okay. Another syntax you can use in slicing lists in Python is something like this, that will print out from the beginning of the list to element number 4. Let's see here. As you can see here, from 0 to 4 we have, and also you can use something like this too, like elements 2 to the end of the lists. Okay, as you can see here, from element 2 to end of the list. Something interesting in Python list that you can define indices with negative numbers. It will iterate from the end of the lists if you define an indices with negative numbers. Let's see here what I mean. Indices -1, as you can see here, it prints out 5. That is the last elements in the list. So let's try out another example. From the beginning of the list to -3. As you can see here, the -3 is 2, and it's iterate from 0 to 2. Or we can change them from -3 to end of the list. As you can see here, the 3, 4, and 5. Lists in Python have some predefined methods. Let's see some of them. The first method is len, that returns the length of the list. Like here, indices is 6. Another thing that make the lists cool in Python, that you can check if a certain value or a certain element is in list or not. Let's see in here. Let's look out the indices list again. We have this list. We can check if 0 in indices, print yes. As you can see here, this short scripts print yes. That means the string 0 exists in this list. Let's try out another example, like if 6 in indices, print yes, else print no. As you can see here, this prints out no. That means the 6 string is not in this list. Okay, we can define empty lists in Python too. Let's look at here. I define a variable list empty and a square bracket with nothing in this square bracket. It defines an empty list. We can add some elements to this list. Let's see how. I can use list empty dot append some 6. Let's look at the empty list again. Print list empty. As you can see here, the 6 added to this list. Let's add another list to this list. This is made something confusing, but it's okay. List empty that is not empty anymore dot append another list, like I don't know, 7, 8. Okay, let's print out the list empty. As you can see here, the 6 element that added before exists in the list, and another list added that including 7 and 8 is added to this list. This is a list in another list. List by itself is an object in Python, so as I mentioned above, you can add any type of objects to the lists, including another list. Okay, so this method append used for adding some lists to an empty list, or like I define indices above, let's append something to it, like another list, like 6 and 7. And let's print out indices again. As you can see here, the last of this list is 6 and 7 as another list. This may be some little confusing, but try at home. It will be so clear if you try, code and try. Try and try and try. Let's try out another method. I define here list numbers and some numbers in it, 1, 3, 5, Another method for list is sort that is predefined in Python. Let's use it. List of numbers. Oops. List of numbers dot sort. Okay, let's print out list numbers to see how does it work. List numbers. As you can see here, the new list is sorted. Another thing that you have to care about the lists in Python is the lists in Pythons are mutable. What I mean mutable, let's see here. We have list of numbers here, list numbers. Let's copy to another variable like a. Do not use a as a variable in your programs I use here for fast working, but use meaningful variables in your program. I will make a video later how to clean code. Will be so useful for the big projects you may face in future. Okay, list numbers here. Let's add something to a, like let's print out a, what's it in it. Print a. As you can see here, we have this sorted array here, 1 3 4 5 8. Let's add to a something like 6. Let's print it out again. A. As you can see here, the 6 is the last element in this array. So the cool parts begin. So let's print out list number. I do not change the list number here through this procedure. As you can see here, the 6 is the last element in list numbers. Why? Because the lists in Python are mutable. What do we have to do if we want to change a, but do not change list numbers? So let's see here. We have to copy list of numbers to a like this. A, caps lock is on. A lists. Lists is a constructor, a method in Python to creating a list. If you use it empty, this will return an empty list for you. But if you pass a parameter like a list, it return another list numbers a, and if I change a again, a dot append like 7 and print 7 here. No, print a, excuse me. As you can see here, the 7 is the last element in list a. Okay, let's print out list number to see any changes. List numbers. As you can see here, we don't have 7 here, and mission done. Okay, this is the turn for the greatest feature in lists in Python. That is, the lists in Python are iteratable. Let's see what I mean. We have list indices here. Let's see it again. This is the indices list. I can use 4 over this list, like this 4 element in indices print element. As you can see here, this for loop iterates on this list and print each element in this list. Another thing that you can use to create a list is use for loops in list. Let's see here. Let's define an empty brackets here and fill it. I in 4, I in range 10. As you can see here, we have lists from 0 to 9. We can add a condition to this list. Let's look at here. I copy this. if I want to this list include just even numbers, if I %2 equal to 0. As you can see here, this list includes just even numbers. Okay, I think this is enough for the list in Python. This is all the things you need to know about lists in Python. Try these codes at home. Write your own examples to get more familiar with lists in Python. The list in Python is the most powerful and the most important things in Python to understand the other parts in Python programming language. And I think this is everything you need to know about lists in Python to begin machine learning and deep learning frameworks like TensorFlow, Keras, and PyTorch. So before going to these frameworks, you have to get familiar with lists in Python because they are very useful in these frameworks. So I hope you find this video helpful. If didn't yet, please push subscribe and like button. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.